Today's video, I want to talk to you about something that I've been noticing about the new M1 chip. So a lot of these YouTubers, after Apple's keynote last week, went out and pre-ordered the new Mac so that they could do a product review. And one of the things that we all ran into was that you had to pretty much get the minimum specs on these MacBook Pros in order to get one on Tuesday. So if you wanted to get into the algorithm and post your video early, you had to order minimum specs, and that was, unless Apple sent one of these to you, and I haven't really seen any of those, you're ordering minimum specs. So the way the processor works is it actually shares, it has this unified memory on the chip, basically the GPU, the CPU, and the new neural engine. It shares that memory. It's this unified memory. Most of these people are reviewing a product with only 8 gigs of that memory. So in order for them to test, like, for example, 8K or possibly adding LUTs and different things, you're going to need more memory to really see the full performance of these MacBooks. So I decided, rather than just to get one here and to tease the algorithm and to push it out quickly, I actually pre-ordered a MacBook, which is coming on Monday of this week. So I'm super excited to actually review it. I didn't want to cut myself short. I mean, I thought about, well, I could get one with minimum specs and then I could send it back and get another one. And then I was like, it just didn't feel right. So just beware of that. When you're watching a lot of these videos, there's going to be more to this picture. We're probably going to find out early next week, as far as like with the 8K video editing and really the performance, because, you know, more RAM typically means that your computer doesn't have to work as hard. So I'm really anxious to get mine in. It's going to be coming in on Monday, so I'm hoping to have that review out by Tuesday morning. I have been working off of a 2016 MacBook Pro. Now, my MacBook Pro does have a dedicated video card, so, you know, at the time, I had completely spec'd this thing out, but it's been struggling to render 4K. You know, I'm having to do proxies. I use Adobe Premiere. It took me a whole bunch of time to figure out how to get those proxies tailored to my specific computer, and it's just a real pain in the butt. And then as far as like 8K, my current discrete video card only has 4 gigs of RAM. Just like I mentioned earlier about RAM, it only has 4 gigs of RAM, so it can't really. It just can't do the 8K. So the 8K drops back to the CPU. GPU can't do anything for 8K. It doesn't matter if I'm in Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve. It doesn't matter. It can't do 8K. There's just not enough memory on the GPU for me to do that. So I'm really excited that, you know, I got one with the most amount of memory that I could get. I venture to say in 3 months, 6 months, however, whenever they finally update like the 16-inch MacBook Pro, that we're going to see 32 gigs, 64 gigs of memory on the M1 chip, if they call it that. And this thing is going to be lightning fast. At that point, I probably will have to trade in this 13-inch MacBook or give it to my wife or something and then get the 16-inch, just because I want the most that I can do as far as video editing. You know, we're at this point now where our cameras are just leaps ahead of our computers. And, you know, I just, in watching other channels, I've seen a lot of people talk about how they have like a $15,000 computer and it can't deal with the 8K. It's dropping frames on render. And, you know, we're to the point where really what needs to occur in computers is that we need a different architecture. We need a new way of running cooler, handling memory differently. System on a chip needs to happen for the desktop and laptops. It really makes sense. I don't know why it's taken this long. Hopefully Apple's approach, you know, will solve this issue. And then hopefully others, you know, this is very reminiscent of, like, you know, whenever iPhone came out and we had like the touch screens and stuff, and people were kind of at first like slow to adopt iPhone with a touch screen. You know, what? I don't know about touching a screen. Do my fingerprints get on it? You know, it doesn't have a stylus. But, you know, it was revolutionary. And I think this is the same thing with these M1 chips. I think people have yet to really understand what this means. Like, it's just sort of like we're just like dabbling in something totally brand new here, you know, as far as like what computers are going to be and how they're going to work. You know, I hate it when I'm rendering video in a car or something, and I just like it's burning my legs, and on my laptop it's just overheating, and you know, or like I there's a situation where I'm in my wife's car and I plug in my laptop, and the car starts to throw errors because I'm pulling too much electric from the power plug, the 12-volt power plug. It's like the car throws an error about the airbags not working correctly. So yeah, so you know, our current architecture that we have that is evolved over the years, it's time to try something new. And I think this is going to be exciting because this is sort of a new path that we can go down with the ARM technology in a MacBook. It's really exciting. Some of the initial stuff that people are finding right now, it's just the benchmarks that people are running, even with the Rosetta emulation. It just is really impressive that even emulated that this thing is still keeping pace with the Intel processors. This is going to be like a giant leap for me, so I'm pretty excited. Will be a step down as far as screen size, but I'm pretty excited about it because of the fact that I will be able to hopefully render a little bit quicker, and which in turn will mean I'll be getting more videos out. So it's really exciting. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will we're gonna play around with the 16 gig MacBook Pro. It's coming Monday. And I'll see you then. Peace.